Now in 4 News Now at 6, fire crews are battling a wildfire at Riverside State Park on the ground and from the air. We'll show you what fire crews are doing to keep nearby homes and park goers safe, plus the alert that helped one woman evacuate.
Back-to-back weather alert days as fire danger ramps up. I'll show you what's driving the risk and where conditions are most critical in your first alert forecast. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
The Department of Natural Resources is managing a 40-acre wildfire that erupted in Riverside State Park yesterday afternoon. One home has been damaged, but no one was hurt. Thanks for being with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. You may have noticed plumes of smoke in Spokane today. Crews are still working to prevent flare-ups. This fire, known as the Aubrey White Fire, burned where you're looking on this map. You can see it's right along the Centennial Trail across the Spokane River from the Bowl and Pitcher area. And Hunter Bertram is live there tonight. So Hunter, you were actually evacuated from that area yesterday when the fire started.
Yeah, Kirsten, that's right. As the fire began to grow, law enforcement evacuated everyone from this area, including us. And if you were at this campground at Bowl and Pitcher in Riverside State Park today, you would notice it was a ghost town. There were no campers to be found. Well, that changed shortly ago as it was reopened to the public, and people are now setting up shop for the night. And as it goes for the smoke plume that still hovers above us, that'll likely linger through the rest of the week.
Behind the fire lines today, I joined crews mopping up hot spots and starting new fires to prevent flare-ups in the days ahead.
We decided to do that on our terms, when weather's in our favor, to remove that feel instead of happening later in the day when the winds are picked up and it's hotter. So right now the crews are doing what we call burning out.
Large plumes of smoke overhead today during that burning out process. Seen here, a wildland firefighter torching spots of unburned land.
They're lighting a small strip right next to the fire trail and then bigger areas behind it to make sure it's all burnt out before it gets hotter today.
The charred ground won't catch fire again. However, in this fire, there's plenty of grass and land that remain untouched, susceptible to catching fire.
And so when we have unburned fuel between the fire and the fire trail like we do here, we want that to be black, because black can't burn again.
Today, Air Resources continue to work along the challenging cliffside. The fire crept up yesterday. The cliffside also presents a challenge for firefighters because of falling rocks. And despite only being 40 acres in size,
but this tells us the potential is there. That's what yesterday told us. Large fires can easily start now, especially when we hit those red flag warning days.
And we're expecting heightened wildfire risk over the next few days. Chris Crocker will get into that more in our first alert weather forecast here shortly. And as for when you can expect that area in Riverside State Park to reopen, well, don't expect for at least the next few days. Live in Riverside State Park, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Hunter. During fire season, evacuation notices are fairly frequent here in the inland Northwest. And if you live in Spokane County, you can get live updates through Alert Spokane.
Spokane County Emergency Management says this is something you can do right now to keep your family safe during wildfire season and all year round. Madeline Mullins explains how it works and why it could save your life.
For many living near Riverside State Park, their phones lit up before they even saw the smoke.
All of a sudden, my cell phone lit up, and I've got several alerts.
And it alerted me right away, and then the next thing I know, I live out close to Long Lake, and that's where they were dipping with the Seats planes.
Texts and phone calls that let them know they were living in an evacuation zone.
So I decided, grab the dog, go to Culbert to see my daughter.
While there are a few ways to get information about evacuation zones, there is one alert system in particular that law enforcement encourages everyone to be signed up for.
By signing up for Alert Spokane, you will receive text messages or phone calls if there's law enforcement activity near you, if you're living in an evacuation zone, or if there's any other safety information that you need to know.
The fireworks show at Riverfront Park was paused Friday because of a fight and false reports of an active shooter. People who were signed up for Alert Spokane received a message letting them know there was no threat.
And all of our dispatchers, both our fire dispatchers and our law enforcement dispatchers, are trained in the use of the system and can send alerts. And so that's what SPD did.
And this system can give you alerts from more than one address.
You could list your child's daycare. You could list grandma's house. You could list, any other address that's important to you.
making it easier to keep an eye out for your friends and family. Something that those who live near Riverside State Park say they do every day.
I needed to get out of here, as did my neighbors. I called them and told them I was going only because we all watch out for each other.
If you would like to sign up for Alert Spokane, you can find information on how to do that on our website at kxly.com. In Spokane, I'm Madeline Mullins, 4 News Now.
And you want to make sure you sign up for those alerts because we have increased fire conditions on the way.
And that's why our team of weather experts have declared back-to-back weather alert days. Let's send it over now to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker to see what's driving up that risk.
Well, it is the three things combined together to create critical fire weather conditions. It is very, very dry. We haven't had meaningful rain in about 40 days. It is going to be very hot. Tomorrow, the hottest weather of the season, and worst of all, windy conditions. Breezy tomorrow and windy on Wednesday. Taking a look, calm conditions essentially across the region right now and through the overnight. But by Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock, we'll be looking at wind gusts in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range. That is certainly enough to drive any fire starts that we have. Things will calm down a little bit Tuesday night, but Wednesday afternoon, we're looking at wind gusts in the 30, even 40 mile per hour range, even though it'll be a little bit cooler on Wednesday. Still very critical fire weather conditions, and that is why there is a fire weather warning from 1 o'clock tomorrow until 8 o'clock on Wednesday for this area shaded in pink. Hotter, drier Tuesday and windy on Wednesday. It's a fire weather watch in that area shaded in red on your screen. There are also some heat advisories in effect for the region. I'll be back to tell you about that and have your 7-day forecast. Kirsten.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. Thank you. We are continuing to track the devastating flooding happening in central Texas. As of now, at least 104 people have been killed. One of the hardest hit areas is Kerrville, a city about an hour northwest of San Antonio. The Kerr County Sheriff's Office says over 400 local, state, and national first responders and more than a dozen canine units are helping in the search and rescue efforts. The flooding forced many people to swim to safety.
The flood started getting bigger, and it was going up to, we have bunk beds in our cabins, and it was going up to the top bunk, and we had one choice, and we had to swim out of our cabins.
I said a prayer when I was standing on my porch. Both my parents are deceased, and I said, Mom, Dad, God, help.
The death toll continues to rise, including 27 campers and counselors from Camp.
Well, the flooding could get even worse as the region is expected to get hit with even more rain in the coming days. Hear more stories of survival and meet one U.S. Coast Guard swimmer who helped save more than 150 people in his first ever rescue mission tonight at 6:30.
Law enforcement agencies are now turning their attention to Idaho's Sawtooth National Forest as they search for the Wenatchee man accused of killing his 3 young daughters. Investigators have been searching for 32-year-old Travis Decker, who was last seen in May. He's accused of murdering 9-year-old Peyton, 8-year-old Evelyn, and 5-year-old Olivia. For weeks, investigators have been searching the wilderness of Chelan and Kittitas counties, believing Decker may be traveling along the Pacific Crest Trail. But over the weekend, there were reports he may have been spotted over 500 miles away in the Bear Creek area of the Sawtooth National Forest. The U.S. Marshal's Office says Decker has a history of hitchhiking, and the office is warning everyone not to pick up hitchhikers. Anyone who has information on Decker's whereabouts is asked to call the U.S. Marshal's Office. We'll show you the methods being used to track Decker down tonight on 4 News Now at 6:30.
2 major construction projects are happening right now in Spokane. First up, just north of the Dwight Merkle Sports Complex, where assembly is closed in both directions. This project focuses on enhancing the sewer, stormwater, and traffic infrastructure there. Detours are in place. The first phase of the project is set to be completed in mid-August. And in downtown Spokane, crews are continuing the city's grind and overlay project on Washington Street. Expect delays in the area that is blue on your map there between 3rd and Spokane Falls Boulevard. To reduce delays, most of this is being done at night. The project is set to be finished around the 20th.
All right, still ahead, President Trump issuing new warnings to U.S. allies days before his tariff deadline.
What it could mean for Japan, South Korea, and your wallet. Plus, police are telling people to stop poking the bears. Literally, at Washington State University, how much jail time you could face if you hurt one.
And he survived the Coeur d'Alene ambush, but his life has been forever changed. Tonight, firefighters share Dave Tisdall's heroic actions that save lives and how the community is coming together to support him. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
4 News Now is brought to you by BECU and the Scalehouse Market.
These were my great-grandpappy's glasses, and now they're yours, son.
Why can't I just get my own?
2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79, all same day.
Yeah, I want my own.
Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Lemonade, 50 cents. Time in the sun, 4 hours. Profit, $4.75. Why not make your money work as hard as you do? Get 3.5% APY with an Ascend checking account and let your hustle earn dividends. Visit p1fcu.org/earn to learn more.
Put some pep into it. This lemonade isn't gonna sell itself.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away. Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
2 summer sensations are flying into DQ. One of them is sure to save the summer. And the other? Yeah, he's Superman. No big deal. With an epic mix of sugar cookie dough, sprinkles, and cake batter flavor. The new DQ Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard Treat packs enough flavor to tempt Superman himself. Hurry into DQ or get it delivered in the app for this legendary new Blizzard Treat before it's gone.
That's Montana Sapphire from Phillipsburg, Montana.
With the best service, quality, and prices, Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. To help you remember, I made this cheer. The value. A, awesome value. L, lots of value. You get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
In this line of profession, none of us want to be called heroes because we're not, but he is. He's a hero. He saved a lot of us that day.
8 days after a deadly shooting in Coeur d'Alene killed 2 firefighters and injured another, we're hearing for the first time about how one of those men may have saved lives. Dave Tisdall was just doing his job last week, and he responded to that fire on Canfield Mountain, but he didn't know he was walking into an ambush.
Tisdall was shot in the back during the ambush that killed 2 of his fellow firefighters. Today, we learned the veteran firefighter can't move his lower body. He has a long road ahead. But those who know him say he's never been one to back down from a challenge. Mary Sheridan is live in Coeur d'Alene, where she spoke to some of his closest friends and coworkers today.
Dave Tisdall is beloved by his team here at Fire Station 3. He's now waiting to be accepted into a hospital that specializes in spinal cord injuries. Today, his friends shared stories of his kindness, work ethic, and bravery. The men who knew Dave Tisdall best aren't surprised by his actions during a deadly shooting last week.
And he saved countless lives that day by his actions. If Dave hadn't been able to do that, more units would have kept coming up that mountain.
During the ambush on Canfield Mountain, with 2 firefighters gravely injured, Tisdall was shot in the back, unable to move. Still, he found a way to call for help.
And he was able to key his mic to talk using his shoulder and his chin.
With that call, he was able to warn the rest of his team about the man still shooting.
And then Dave was able to get on the radio and talk about the conditions up there. And even though he was, severely injured.
Tisdall was taken to Kootenai Health the day of the ambush. He's been there ever since. He's undergone 3 surgeries, one of which rebuilt his clavicle. His family and friends with him every step of the way.
I was fortunate to get to spend a lot of time with him, and our families did things together, but he's the kind of guy that would drop what he was doing if he needed help with the project.
Andy Goodsell is working to finish remodeling work on Tisdall's farmhouse, where they also sold Christmas trees during the holidays. Goodsell says finishing this project is the least he can do for his friend.
If someone else is going through a tragedy, he was the guy that would stop and make sure that their needs came first.
And the fire department is encouraging community support through donations through the Red and Blue Foundation. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Mary Sheridan, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Mary, and our prayers are with Dave Tisdall, your Tuesday planner. We are heading up to a high of 97 degrees, hottest day of the season so far. Breezy conditions in the afternoon. It is a weather alert day. I'll tell you about Wednesday's critical fire weather conditions up next.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
Shopping for quality tires but afraid you're paying too much?
You'll find you can trust Perfection Tire for the best deals on Cooper tires and other top quality brands.
Save even more with Cooper Tire rebates going on now. Nobody beats perfection.
From urgent AC repairs to full system replacements, Bill's Heating and AC has you covered. See why thousands of local homeowners trust us for fast, honest heating and cooling services. We offer free second opinions, a lowest price guarantee, weekend service, free equipment quotes, and upfront pricing with no surprises. So call Bill's Heating and AC today and make this summer more comfortable than ever.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. Here at Xfinity, we want to do our part to keep one thing the same, with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. So no matter how your other costs change, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi, with our best equipment included, for a price that stays exactly the same.
At Fred Meyer, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Fred Meyer shoppers. You never compromise. Fred Meyer. Fresh for everyone.
Regular visits to your local Perfection Tire can ensure your car's safety and dependability.
With factory recommended maintenance, you increase your fuel efficiency as well as maintain your vehicle's value.
Nobody beats perfection.
All across America.
Good morning. Good morning.
Wherever we are, it feels like home. Man, it's good to be home. GMA, it's an invitation to come together and brighten your morning.
Welcome back. Washington State University police are asking people to stop poking the bear. And they are serious. There are people who are apparently using sticks and branches to poke the bears at WSU's Bear Research Center. The department says not only is it harmful, this is also illegal. Anyone caught harming the bears could face up to 5 years in prison as well as a $10,000 fine.
Just why? I don't understand.
Either. I guess you have to put it on a sign for people to understand.
Well, you saw that sign
I
at
did.
the end. It said, don't feed the bears, don't poke the bears either, people.
Similar thing in Florida with alligators.
Yeah.
There are signs everywhere.
I'm also not wanting to poke alligators.
No, just let them be, right? Oh, my goodness. Well, don't play with fire. There's another good saying that we'll want to have handy for the next few months. Live conditions right now, we have got very warm conditions, 88 in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. Did hit 90 today in Coeur d'Alene, stayed in the 80s in Spokane. Temperatures above average. Looking to the east over the Veterans Memorial Bridge, bright blue skies over I-90. There's a haze on the horizon in Spokane. However, our air quality has been in the good range, even though we do have a little bit of wildfire smoke, and you may begin to smell it just a little bit, but we should again stay in the good range with our air quality. 4 things to know about your weather. We have weather alert days for the next 2 days. Tuesday, very hot and breezy. On Wednesday, a little bit cooler, but still quite warm and windy. Winds picking up. Critical fire weather conditions on both days. We also are dealing with the heat. Now, there is a heat advisory for Tuesday for the area shaded in orange on your screen. Does not include Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And if I show you the high temperatures for tomorrow, you can see the places where the heat advisory is in effect are all in the triple digits, from Lewiston, Moses Lake, Grand Coulee, up through Omak. We will top out in the 90s through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. 97, though, in Spokane would be the warmest day of the season so far. We've hit 95 so far. Even as we zoom in, we find 99 in 9 Mile, Meade, downtown, 92 in Spirit Lake. That's going to be the hottest day of the week, not only the hottest day of the season so far. Winds will pick up tomorrow afternoon, calm to start, and then 15 to 25 mile per hour gusts in the afternoon. Any sort of movement in the air is a concern when we are battling fires. Our high temperature trend, as I mentioned, we do cool on Wednesday, but our winds pick up even more. We drop further on Thursday before we start warming right back up into the mid-90s. A lot of things happening in our 7-day forecast. The one thing that we don't have is any sign of precipitation. One note on Tuesday, there is a slight chance as our front comes through that we could see some elevated thunderstorm activity over the LC Valley and into the central panhandle. Dry lightning would be the last element that would really put these fire weather conditions over the top, but I know our firefighters are watching closely for those fire starts and are ready to spring into action. Derek?
Yep, you bet they are. All right, Chris, thank you. The Moses Lake School District has selected the new principal for Knowles Vista Elementary School. Jason Delane brings more than a decade of teaching and leadership experience to the school. He was most recently a math teacher and principal designee at Padilla High School in Stevens County. He replaces Adam Sawyer, who accepted a leadership position within the district.
And 2 popular parks in Moses Lake are closed because of a wastewater line break. City officials are asking everyone to stay out of the water at Montlake Park and McCosh Park. Crews found the break this morning near West Lakeside Drive and South D Street. Repairs are happening right now, but just to be safe, they're warning people to avoid any contact with the water for now. The parks and even the boat launch at Montlake are still open, but you'll see safety signs posted in the area. No word yet on when the parks will reopen.
Well, the Pac-12 finally has enough members, but it's still not being considered a power conference. YWCU's athletic director says the Pac is struggling to return to Power 5 status.
And with a key tariff deadline just days away, President Trump is putting pressure on U.S. allies, sending letters with a clear message. Make a deal or face steep penalties. What it means for global trade and your wallet, next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by STCU and Volunteers Count.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Why say no when it feels so good to say yes? Want some help? Yes. Want to skip the line? Yes. Watch an unreleased season of your favorite show? Yes. How about a credit union with low loan rates, no hidden fees, online banking, and friendly member services? Yes. Experience how good yes can feel.
When you get into a car accident, you may be wondering if you need a lawyer.
Well, if you were injured and it wasn't your fault, you should probably talk to an attorney.
Call Russell and Hill. The advice is free.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Well done, Viv. You got the presents, the balloons, and the Raptor cake. Now, how about something to put a smile on your face? Aspen Dental provides complete, affordable care with dentists and labs in one place. Plus, 25% off treatment plans for everyone. Quality care at a price worth celebrating. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
When you visit the LC Valley, you'll do more than just get away. You'll relive the history of explorers who traveled through this region, and you might even make a splash of your own. See educational exhibits of Lewis and Clark and immerse yourself in an authentic cultural experience. Unwind and savor the flavor in the Northwest Discovery Destination. Your adventure awaits.
The Tire Store for auto repairs, tires, and wheels. At the Tire Store, they'll let you split up your repair bill over a couple months. Get your car fixed today. ASC certified, and you can start an account with no credit check. Tire Store.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
All right, around the nation, ahead of a looming trade deadline this week, the Trump administration warning countries they need to make deals with the U.S. or their tariffs will go back to higher rates.
The president today sending letters to leaders of foreign countries outlining his plan. ABC's Perry Russum explains.
Ahead of President Trump's Wednesday deadline to resume his Liberation Day tariffs, Trump today sending letters to foreign leaders warning if no deals are made, their tariffs will go up.
There will be approximately 12 other countries that will receive notifications and letters directly from the President of the United States.
Trump today posting letters addressed to the leaders of Japan and South Korea, two crucial trading partners. He says starting August 1st, he will charge both countries a 25% tariff on all products sent to the U.S. Trump says there will be no tariff if the companies from their countries build or manufacture in the U.S. And if Japan and South Korea decide to raise their tariffs, Trump says whatever number it's raised by will be added on to the 25%.
The administration, the president, and his trade team want to cut the best deals for the American people and the American worker.
So far, the White House has only announced the framework of a deal with the United Kingdom, and Trump says there is a deal in place with Vietnam. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says several trade announcements are coming in the next 48 hours. Bessent on CNBC.
We've had a lot of people change their tune in terms of negotiations. So my mailbox was full last night with a lot of new offers, a lot of new proposals.
American allies in Europe preparing for tough negotiations.
When the Commission sits down with the United States to negotiate on trade and tariffs, Europe must show strength.
The White House says those 12 tariff letters will be sent today. Other countries include South Africa, Malaysia, and Laos, with more letters being sent in the coming days. On China, Secretary Bessent says negotiations will resume. They're going to have another meeting in the next couple of weeks. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Well, for some, when the world feels out of control, stress can creep into financial decisions.
We have tips to spot emotional spending and what to consider before making your next big move.
It was an absolute force of nature that I've never witnessed before.
Search and rescue efforts are underway in central Texas as floodwaters kill more than 100 people. Hear people's stories of survival next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
So you want somewhere to play? We got you. A nice relaxing stay? We got you. Wanna be entertained? We got you. Wanna play golf all day? We got you. Go to Lake Casino. Go to Lake Casino. Winning is just the beginning.
If you're someone suffering from neuropathy, you may be experiencing burning, numbness, and tingling in your legs and feet. You may also start feeling pins and needles and losing balance, which can affect your ability to drive or walk. No matter the cause of your neuropathy, there are 3 common factors: lack of blood flow, lack of oxygen, and lack of nerve innervation. Many people feel frustrated with their diagnosis because they go to the doctor and the doctor says the same thing every time. You have neuropathy, here's medication, and you have to live with it. But I want you to know there are solutions and we may be able to help. My name is Dr. Mathen Wheeler, founder of North Idaho Neuropathy. My team and I are dedicated to helping you restore nerve function and take back control of your life. As a community service, we're offering a free nerve screening to see if our treatment protocol, which can stop and reverse neuropathy, is right for you. So please pick up the phone and call today.
Summer's heating up, but your home doesn't have to. During Mainstream's No Sweat Summer Sales event, it's easier than ever to upgrade your comfort with the best financing offer of the year. For a limited time, enjoy 6 months, no payments, no interest on new AC systems. Stay cool, save big, worry less. Call Mainstream today or visit mainstreamhomeservices.com to take advantage of this amazing offer. Cooler air is just a click or call away. Don't sweat it. Mainstream has you covered.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Warner Music Nashville's multi-platinum star Gabby Barrett continues to be an unstoppable force in country music and will be live at the Coeur d'Alene Casino on Thursday, August 14th. Visit the Coeur d'Alene Casino box office or cdacasino.com for tickets.
Winning is just the beginning.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Take a look at this. This home floating down a river shows you just how strong floodwaters are right now in Texas. That flooding began early Friday. Since then, more than 100 people have been killed.
Those victims include veteran camp counselors, a young dad, and at least 27 children. ABC's Allison Cossack shares the stories of survival and unimaginable loss as families begin the process of this devastation.
We're learning more about the victims of the flood disaster and the survivors trying to come to terms with what they witnessed.
I had to swim through a window and hold on to the meter box outside of the house.
28-year-old Christian Fell says he stood on the electric meter box outside his home for nearly 3 hours to stay alive.
It was an absolute force of nature that I've never witnessed before.
Amanda Sue Jones, her husband, and 4 kids evacuated moments before the worst of the flooding hit.
From the time we crossed the bridge to when everything's getting swept away was, probably 10 minutes.
27-year-old Julian Ryan died heroically, saving his kids by placing them on a floating mattress. Beloved high school teacher Jeff Wilson, who taught auto body repair, also lost his life in the flood. His wife and son are missing.
He was able to build relationships with kids, maybe kids that didn't fit the traditional classroom model.
And at Camp Mystic, where more than 24 campers were swept away in the night, at least 11 are confirmed dead. Among them, Janie Hunt, the 9-year-old cousin of Kansas City Chiefs owner Clark Hunt. His wife announcing Janie's death, saying, "If your heart is broken, I assure you God is near." 18-year-old camp counselor Chloe Childress is being remembered for her work with senior citizens. The head of her high school saying, "Chloe made space for others to feel safe, valued, and brave." Those who knew Camp Mystic's owner, Dick Eastland, say he died heroically, trying to rescue campers. His grandson writing, "If he wasn't going to die of natural causes, this was the only other way, saving the girls that he so loved and cared for."
He was, a man that made everyone feel safe and seen. He was just an extremely selfless person, and he showed that until the very end.
Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Search and rescue operations are still underway. One Coast Guard rescue swimmer is being called a hero for helping to save 165 people on his first ever rescue mission. Scott Raskanis and his team flew through the storm to a young kids' summer camp that was hit the hardest. Once at the campsite, he was met by around 200 frightened kids. He said he led them about 10 to 15 at a time to Army helicopters ready to take them to higher ground. Despite his bravery, Raskanis insists he's not the real hero.
The real heroes, I think, were the kids on the ground. Like, those guys are heroic, and you know, they were dealing with some of the worst times of their lives, and they were staying strong, and that helped inspire me to kind of get in there and help them out.
The Coast Guard deployed after a federal disaster declaration was made. The Coast Guard alone carried out more than 230 rescue missions. It's just been a heartbreaking scene.
No doubt, yeah.
And here in the inland Northwest, we are dealing with very hot and dry conditions.
Our team of weather experts are tracking gusty winds heading our way. That means increased fire danger, and that's why they're declaring tomorrow and Wednesday to be weather alert days. Let's send it over to Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker now tracking those conditions.
Yes, it is really a combination of terrible conditions. We've got gusty winds, heat, bone dry conditions, and even the possibility of some isolated dry lightning, and that is for Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, it is that trifecta: windy, hot, and also very, very dry. The fire weather warning goes into effect at 1 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow and continues through Wednesday evening for the entire area shaded in pink on your screen. It does include Spokane. Obviously, fire danger is high even if you're not in that pink area. You just don't meet the criteria for the fire weather warning. There is a heat advisory in effect for tomorrow for the area shaded in orange on your screen. A lot of triple digits in that area, but it is going to be hot throughout the entire inland Northwest. In fact, in Spokane, the warmest day of the season so far, heading up to a high of 97 degrees. 82 is our average high with breezy conditions in the afternoon. Wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Even windier weather on the way for Wednesday. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes, Kirsten.
All right, thank you, Chris. The U.S. Marshal Service and other law enforcement agencies may have an idea of where to search for a Wenatchee man accused of killing his 3 young daughters.
Travis Decker has been wanted by law enforcement since the beginning of June, and he may have been spotted in Idaho's Sawtooth National Forest. U.S. Marshals say they received a tip saying a man in the Bear Creek area of the forest near Sun Valley matched Decker's description. Derek Strom is live in studio now with the latest on this search.
Derek, Kirsten, U.S. Marshals and many other law enforcement agencies are already searching any area of the Sawtooth National Forest Decker could have had access to. It's also asking people to avoid flying drones in the area because law enforcement will be searching the area with aircraft as well. U.S. Marshals say law enforcement is searching any areas that Decker might have had access to. Like I said, Marshals say they're talking to any campers, hikers, and residents that were in the area within the last day. People are also not encouraged to fly those drones. They'll be using aircraft to search that area as well. Police are asking for assistance for anyone who was in that area within the past 24 hours. And if you have any information, you're asked to call 1-800-336-0102. Law enforcement says it's already beginning to receive tips from the public since it put out information about Decker potentially being near the Sawtooth National Forest. Marshals say Decker has a history of hitchhiking, and it's asking the public not to pick up anyone in the area. In studio, Derek Strom, 4 News Now.
All right, Derek, thank you. Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown is proposing a few ordinances and rule changes to increase the development of housing, and especially affordable housing. The mayor is calling it the Home Starts Here initiative and says the city plans to build over 22,000 units of housing over the next 20 years. Part of this initiative includes expanding a fund for affordable housing financed by House Bill 1590, which is a 0.1% sales tax for affordable housing and support services.
Housing supply is the key to more affordability. Housing supply helps prevent homelessness. Housing supply is a ticket to the American dream.
A part of Mayor Brown's plan also includes ordinances that would defer fees for developers that are working on affordable housing. Developers would be able to defer up to $150,000 in certain building fees if the City Council passes this ordinance.
Well, whether you're trying to buy a house, a car, or even get a new cell phone, you'll need to think about your credit score. One way to build credit is with credit cards. But do you know how to build strong credit history? Jessica Galladay from STCU says parents need to teach credit basics early. Payment history, debt amounts, number of open accounts, and credit inquiries all impact your score.
Never want it to lapse. Anytime you were to have a late payment report to your credit report, it can take years to recover from the score drop that will create.
Fixing credit starts with monitoring your credit report and setting up automatic payments. Washington residents got help in April when lawmakers removed medical debt from credit reports. Galladay says medical debt accounted for more than half of all credit collections, so removing it gives people better access to financial products.
All right, one local hockey legend announced he's retiring.
Yeah, Tyler Johnston, a former Spokane Chiefs star, is wrapping up his career.
Now here's just how impactful this Spokane native was across the NHL, not to mention his stellar tenure as a Stanley Cup champion. All after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Olympus Living of the Spokane Valley. Independent and assisted living for adults 55 plus.
Crafted here, built to last. Solid American craftsmanship. Made for your home, made for life. Now for a limited time, save 30% on all American-made furniture. Only at the Tin Roof.
Since 1983, Nissan has been assembling award-winning vehicles for you, right here in America. And we're committed to keeping our lineup affordable and free from new tariffs. That's why we've lowered MSRP on our best-selling Rogue and Pathfinder. Because Nissan is here for you. Hurry, 4th of July offers end soon at the Nissan Summer Sales Event.
Now get 0% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Nissan Rogue or Pathfinder.
At Fred Meyer, you never compromise. You get up high quality like bread baked in store and down low prices everywhere you turn. Up high quality that's guaranteed fresh and down low prices on over 1,000 items. With quality and savings that keep adding up, hand it to Fred Meyer shoppers. You never compromise. Fred Meyer. Fresh for everyone.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Crafted here, built to last. Solid American craftsmanship. Made for your home, made for life. Now for a limited time, save 30% on all American-made furniture. Only at the Tin Roof.
Who's ready to fall in love?
I just want to be with you.
You want to be with her?
Oh my.
Grandma Time Machine. Her grandkids recreating photos from her long and beautiful life.
It really was a walk down memory lane.
Next, Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
The Pac-12 conference is unrecognizable from the way it was just 3 years ago. It's now 9 members, 7 of them new to the conference. And while the Pac-12 managed to stay afloat during conference realignment, the recognition and benefits it once earned are looking long gone. Sydney Berger shares how the Pac-12 is working to recover its Power 5 status.
Just 3 seasons ago, the Pac-12 was a top national conference. After realignment, Oregon State and Washington State kept the conference alive but without the same national recognition. Now, the new Pac-12 is no longer a power conference, a status given to the most prominent in college athletics.
It was basically a vote that took the Pac-12 out of that legislative part of the structure of the NCAA.
WSU Athletic Director Ann McCoy says the decision to remove the Pac-12 from the power status was much easier than it is to get back in that elite club.
There's no benchmark. There's no, nothing to reach that you all of a sudden then are considered.
So the Pac-12 now loses out on things like not getting an automatic bid in the college football playoff to not getting voting power within the NCAA. But if you compare the new 9-member Pac-12 conference with the Power 4 conferences now, in the last 4 seasons for football, the Pac-12 ranks in the top 5 for things like win percentage and CFP top 25 rankings. For basketball, the Pac beats the ACC for the 5th spot in average net rankings, the most important metric for determining March Madness selections.
No doubt. I mean, when you look at the strength both of competitive success and the institutions, that, the Pac-12 is in the top 5 for conferences.
But in the public or media's eye, the conference doesn't fit the criteria for its power status to be returned, which makes it more difficult to solidify media deals and attract top talent compared to the Power 4. The Pac-12 and individual schools are continuing to explore ways to raise money and stay competitive with NIL. Things like placing sponsor logos on jerseys isn't off the table.
I don't think you should leave any stone unturned. Now, to say, we would or we wouldn't do that, I don't know. But I think we have to consider it. I think we have to consider everything, or we do ourselves a disservice.
Sydney Berger, 4 News Now, Sports.
Thank you for the report, Sydney. And an all-time Spokane Chiefs legend hanging up his skates today. Tyler Johnson announced his retirement from hockey today via Instagram, stating, "This moment is bittersweet, but I leave the game with no regrets." Johnson played over 700 NHL games, winning consecutive Stanley Cup titles from 2020 to 2021 with the Tampa Bay Lightning, before finishing his career off with the Chicago Blackhawks and Boston Bruins. His final season in Spokane resulted in the 2008 Memorial Cup win, and Johnson's jersey up in the rafters of Spokane Arena, retired for his many awards over 3 seasons in Washington. And the NBA Summer League kicks up with more action tonight. Both former Cougars Jalen Wells and Cedric Coward on the Memphis Grizzlies, playing the host Utah Jazz in the Salt Lake City Summer League games. Wells finished a very impressive night, 20 points. Coward has not made his debut yet, so hopefully that can happen coming up soon. Great to see multiple Cougs on the same team in the NBA just for Summer League. Last time 2 WSU alums shared the court, the same team was the 2020 Toronto Raptors.
I gotta tell you, this one took me a while because I knew Malachi Flynn, right? That was his first year, and then it was Aaron Baines last year with the Raptors.
Yes,
so
it just aligned.
That racked my brain for a while.
A bunch of Cougs are now going to change their favorite teams. All right. Thank you, Jack. Making big money decisions is stressful enough. It can actually feel overwhelming.
From global headlines to personal struggles, that constant chaos can make it really tough to stay focused on your finances. CNN's Michael Yoshida shares ways you can manage your emotions while managing your money.
We spoke with a financial planner as well as a financial therapist about how to try and navigate making big money decisions when the road around you is filled with uncertainty.
From conflicts to economic uncertainty and more, it can seem like the world is piling on top of our own concerns and considerations we face when making big financial decisions.
Money is something that we deal with 24/7.
Financial planner and financial therapist Rick Kaler says it's important to remember you can't control what's happening in the outside world, only your response to it.
90% of all financial decisions are made emotionally.
And when your anxiety seems to be in overdrive, consider how that may consciously and subconsciously influence your decisions. Kaler suggests trying to understand the stories, experiences, and traumas of your life, even if they have nothing to do with money.
All of this comes into play with every financial decision that we make. And the more stressed we are, the more triggered we are, the higher the chance of a poor financial decision playing out.
So whether it's a house, career change, growing your family, or something else, Kaler says be clear on what emotions may be at play.
When I can recognize, wow, I feel a lot of fear right now, maybe it's fear about what's going on in the world, that's a good time to take a pause if I'm looking at making a financial decision, even as small as buying the latte, and assess what is really going on.
And Kaler says it can take a bit of time and some training to build up that awareness, to recognize when you're having an emotional reaction to making some financial decisions. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Our high temperature today, 89 degrees, 92 is our average high. Our record for today, 99, only 2 days in July. Our records are in the double digits. It's all triples from here on out, but there's no sign of triple digit heat in the 7-day forecast. I'll show that to you in just a moment.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
These were my great-grandpappy's glasses, and now they're yours, son.
Why can't I just get my own?
2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79, all same day.
Yeah, I want my own.
Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
2 summer sensations are flying into DQ. One of them is sure to save the summer. And the other? Yeah, he's Superman. No big deal. With an epic mix of sugar cookie dough, sprinkles, and cake batter flavor, the new DQ Superman Cake Batter Cookie Dough Blizzard Treat packs enough flavor to tempt Superman himself. Hurry into DQ or get it delivered in the app for this legendary new Blizzard Treat before it's gone.
For over 25 years, Dr. Arvind Chaudhry and Summit Cancer Centers has remained true to 3 core values. 25 years of coming together to develop the most complete and personalized treatment plans available. 25 years of providing the most advanced treatments and non-invasive radiosurgery in the country. 25 years of taking you on a healing journey from diagnosis to recovery.
And we are not stopping there. We will continue to offer the most comprehensive cancer treatment in the Northwest.
Summit Cancer Centers. Integrated, innovative, inspired.
The Oak Ridge Boys American-made farewell tour. Celebrating 50-plus years of touring. The legendary Oak Ridge Boys. July 28th, First Interstate Center for the Arts.
Thank God for kids, there's magic.
Get tickets now at ticketswest.com. The Oak Ridge Boys American-made farewell tour.
Bathfitter does showers? That's right. We offer a wide selection of beautiful and functional showers in all shapes and sizes. We can even convert your bath into a shower. How about that? With our seamless one-piece walls and hundreds of design options, you'll get a beautiful new shower to fit your needs, guaranteed for life. Bathfitter's been around for 40 years, and we've been experts at showers for just as long. Get yours today. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
We're busy. I get it. So Stanton Optical works with your schedule. Buy online, pick up in store same day, and get a free fitting. I mean, look at my to-do list. Same day eye exam, same day glasses. 2 pairs plus eye exam for only $79.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gold Seal Plumbing.
All right, here's a live look of smoke coming from Riverside State Park, where crews are trying to finish up mopping up that wildfire that began yesterday. While crews do have a handle on this fire, they are still on high alert because of our current weather conditions.
And Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker is talking with us now about how those conditions are not going to improve in the coming days.
And no, we are getting into critical fire weather conditions for the next couple of days. The heat, the wind, and bone dry conditions. 4 things to know about your weather. We have weather alert days Tuesday and Wednesday. On Tuesday, hot and breezy, wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour, single-digit relative humidity in the afternoon. Wednesday will be a little bit cooler, but still warm, still above average and windy. Stronger wind gusts on the way. Critical fire weather conditions for both days. Our forecast wind gusts starting off at our current time. We are going to be calm overnight. Tomorrow afternoon, here's 3 o'clock. We'll start to see some of those stronger gusts in the 20 to 25 mile per hour range across the region. Breezy. It is Wednesday as we get into Wednesday evening, 5 o'clock, where we're seeing 30 to 40 mile per hour wind gusts, even higher in Moses Lake, 41 mile per hour winds across the region. And even though it's a little bit cooler, temperatures still above average, very dry relative humidity. So any fire starts would spread rapidly. Now, this next graphic is lightning activity, and there is just an isolated chance of some dry lightning. This is Tuesday at 11 p.m. and any place that you see the red dots is where there is a chance to see some cloud to ground lightning. It is nothing widespread, but it only takes one cloud to ground lightning strike to start a fire with these tinder dry conditions. 11 o'clock, you see most of the red is going to be concentrated over the LC Valley and into the central panhandle, but we may see a rumble or hear a rumble of thunder around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area as we get into Wednesday night, and then we clear off a little bit, and then the focus is up along the Canadian border as we get into Wednesday afternoon. So we'll be watching those lightning strikes very closely both Tuesday and Wednesday. It is so very dry. This is our percent of usual rain over the last 30 days. Many locations haven't received any rain whatsoever. We did get a little bit in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but we are still just a wee fraction of what we would expect to receive. We've only had 13 hundredths in the entire month of June in Spokane. So far in July, I know it's only gotten started, but we've only had a trace of rain. So we are running well behind. Temperatures tomorrow in the 90s and triple digits right around Spokane, 99 in 9 Mile, Meade, and downtown to 92 in Spirit Lake. We've got more hot weather coming. What we do not have through this 7-day forecast is even a drop of rain. So we will be holding our breath for Tuesday and Wednesday. Kirsten.
Makes us grateful that we had some over the weekend, especially on July 4th. Thank you, Chris. Before we go to break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Join us in celebrating Latah Creek Winery. Don't miss your chance to taste Elena's fabulous food, sip Mike and Natalie's gold-winning wines, and save with our special anniversary discounts.
Cheers. Here at Coeur d'Alene Honda, we're more than just a car dealership. We're family. For the past 53 years, we've been proudly serving our community.
We offer the best vehicles with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
From coast to coast, we've got you covered.
Whether you're looking for an affordable used car, we're looking to upgrade to a new Honda. We're here to make the process simple and stress-free.
It's not just about selling cars.
We give back to local charities and support our community.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere.
Wherever you need us, American On Site.
Resilience. At Shriners Children's, we're leaders in pediatric sports medicine. With expertise in sprains, tears, fractures, and other sports-related injuries. We're here to deliver the best care in the business and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. Because every great comeback starts with a game plan for empowering the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
Since 1982, it's been our family's commitment to delight wine lovers with affordable Washington State award-winning wines. Our father-daughter winemaking team deliver a unique experience with every bottle.
Cheers.
Grave returns to the Spokane Valley, July 17th through 19th. Tickets on sale now.
Well, coming up tonight on Nightside, new data is showing that many Americans are dealing with anxiety because of economic uncertainty. How to boost your savings and protect your wallet at 11.
And in your planning forecast, weather alert days, Tuesday and Wednesday. Windy conditions, especially on Wednesday. And that 97 on Tuesday. Stay hydrated. No dogs or kids in the car ever, but especially on a 97-degree day.
Yeah, no doubt. Going to be real hot. That would be the hottest of the year. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, Chris, thank you.
It'll feel it. Yeah, thank you so much. And we will see you at 11 o'clock for Nightside.